Good day there, everyone. It is Hazmy here with yet another Pathfinder build video, and in this one I'm finally going to be showcasing my official Alcat Last Aslanti challenge. Sohei Monk, Mutation Warrior, Throwing Axe, a legend of a character that I completed the game with on Last Aslanti mode. It was an absolute blast, a surprise, and super fun character. Incredibly powerful throughout the game, from level 1 to level 20, it being absolutely broken in endgame. So if you're interested in making a very good throwing axe character that is a main character, then feel free to join me on this. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, first of all, I'm going to show a little bit of footage here so you can see what we're talking about. This is my encounter with Playful Darkness around level 17. I'm already doing, I think, 13 attacks here with my character. Yes, this monk is capable of doing 14 attacks by endgame and 11 attacks at level 12. And Playful Darkness is already dead here in less than 10 seconds. So, as I said, incredibly powerful, and we're going to look into it just how to do this. So let's start with the basics. Now for this character, I'm not starting straight at character creation, but in my final level showcase, I recommend for this build to start as a Kitsune for the Master Shapeshifter trick that the game has. In this one particularly, if you are in human form as a Kitsune, all your physical ability scores are increased by +4. Thus, you get +4 to your strength, +4 to your dexterity, and +4 to your constitution. This stacks with everything as it's a polymorph effect. Incredibly powerful for this build. This is a no-brainer. This should be the first thing you choose, and you're going to be in human form for the whole game as a Kitsune, massively increasing your attack rolls and your damage rolls as well for this build. That is all really about race choice. My base stats are pretty much you just equally spread your stats between strength and dexterity. You really don't need anything else with this character. If you're wondering, I started with with a wisdom of 10. A lot of people asked, do you need more wisdom? You absolutely don't need more wisdom, except if you want to be tankier. We're not taking monk for the AC armor class bonus. We want monk just for strictly the Sohei. So without further ado, let's get into this. This character starts out as a Sohei, then goes into Mutation Warrior by level 11. By level 12, more precisely, starts out as a Trickster to get its Trickster feats, and transitions into Legend at endgame to be absolutely broken and OP. So how are we achieving the level 11, level 12 at level 12 to have +11 attacks with your character? Well, for that, we will have to go through why are we taking Monk as our character for a throwing axe, dual-wielding throwing axe character. That is because Sohei is a special monk subclass that enables you to have special monk weapon training at level 6, where you can choose weapon training for thrown weapons. And not only that, but this monk enables itself so that its flurry of blows is going to be applying to whatever weapon they have weapon training in, which by the way also stacks with the warrior weapon training. But that means by level 6, you're going to get your flurry of blows on throwing axes if you choose so. And that is the build about. So thrown weapons applies to throwing axes. So by level 6, your flurry of blows are going to be applying to your character. About early level, as you can probably imagine from this, until level 6 you have to survive, but since it is a ranged character with really high dexterity and strength, you will be more than fine. Make sure you do not dual wield your throwing axes until level 10. You will only be dual wielding after level 11 or 12. Until then, it's absolutely not recommended because you're going to get too much penalty for it. So for the first 10 levels, this character is pretty much an auto attacker, a very good auto attacker, ranged character that's going to be doing more than fine. So there's nothing really much to say about it. You will be supporting this character with your companions It's just a very good auto attacker until then and throughout the game, but there's nothing much really to talk about until level 11. So you're taking Sohei subclass for your first 11 levels, and your character is going to be lawful good. This might be your first question. So how are you going to be a trickster if you start with lawful good? Well, you will have to stay as a lawful good character until level 11, which is right after Dresden, and you will have to choose a bunch of chaotic options by the end of Act 3 to reach at least neutral good, and then you will be able to lock your character into chaotic good. Now, your next question might be, but hey, aren't you going to lose your monk abilities by going to chaotic good? No, because monk is an order, and it's not a power character that gains its powers from their deity. It just means you won't be able to take more monk levels if you lose the alignment. So you will keep your 11 Sohei levels without problem and getting all the benefits of it. So how exactly do we get 11 attacks by level 12? Let's go through it, shall we? As a monk, as I said, you will not have any special attacks until level 6. But since monk has a full base attack progression, by level 6, you're going to get your second attack and weapon training, which means you're also going to apply the flurry of blows. So that's already getting you 2. But let's go straight to level 12. And why is that so important? So you are getting your base attack, base attacks, which is +3. You get 1 as you start out with. At level 6, you get your second. And at level 12, you get your third. So you already have +3 attacks. Because of that, the next one we are going with Flurry of Blows. At level 11, Monk gets its second Flurry of Blows. That's +2 attacks, and since you have weapon training and throwing axes, that's already 2. Then you are starting to dual wield, and that is going to be +3 as you get +2 dual wielding attacks, 1 by default, +1 at level 12, and you get a +3 to your I'm gonna show it here. Through your greater 2-weapon fighting, which you can absolutely take earlier than I did. And we're gonna go through the feats as well, which gives you a third attack with your offhand weapon. You can totally skip Boon Companion here, which was kind of a waste for me, but we're gonna go through that very soon. So you're getting +3 from dual wielding. You're getting another +1 through rapid shot. Yes, with double throwing axes, not only all the dual wielding feats apply to your character, but also most of the bow feats that don't require a bow. Keep in mind, deadly shot works, but clustered and all the other feats that specifically say bow won't work. But rapid shot does work with the monk flurry of blows and the throwing axes. So another one through rapid shots, another one through haste, and another one through your monk key extra attack at the very end. So there you go. That is already 6, 8, 9, 10, 11 attacks by level 12 with maximum base attack progression, not missing out on anything, and also additional boost through items and weapon training and focuses that absolutely help your character. So there you go. That is the rundown. And as you go on later on, you will get +2 base attack bonuses just by reaching level 20, and additional attacks if you take legend through all the base attack progression. So it's a massively Gatling gun character, as we were memeing about it. You will be attacking with your throwing axes constantly. You won't be able to finish all your attacks before the next round, and this character does not stop attacking throughout the round. So it's just absolutely incredible. Now then, how do we achieve all of this? The early levels, precisely until level 3, is going to be a little bit rough, because we're starting as a Kitsune and we won't be able to take 2 feats. We will start with point blank shot to get that +1 bonus in attacks close. But sadly, we're not going to be able to hit very well into combat because we're missing precise shot, which we want to rush for. by level 3. By level 3, you will be able to shoot into attacks with your maximum bonuses, and your character will be absolutely just rolling through enemies. At level 5, we're not taking Boon Companion. That was mostly for role-playing on the stream. By level 5, you can immediately go into Rapid Shot, and your character is going to be, albeit at a -2 penalty to attacks, which you can later remove, so don't worry about it. You're going to do another full attack, and this is going to be at 7. So at this point, you're going to have 4 attacks. By level... this is going to be level 5, so you're going to have 2 attacks, and by 6... you're going to have 4 attacks. So Rapid Shot is going to give you +1 on 5, and at 6 you're going to get +1 through base attack progression and +1 through weapon training and flurry of blows. So you're going to be already at 4. After that, so at level 7, 9, and 10, I would recommend going into already 2 weapon fighting, so you can start slowly equipping your second Dual-Wield throwing axe, and that way, by the time you reach level 11, you will be able to have your 3rd attack in dual wielding, and by level 12, you will be able to do 11 attacks. So that would be my progression here. And from there on out, I would take the improved critical feats through Trickster. Now, if you don't know, Trickster has a special mythic ability called Perception, Special Perception. And if you take it, it has multiple levels. And the reason why you want to take Perception is the 2nd middle level, which you notice about yourself that you are now allowed to take all feats from a special Trickster list. And what does this mean? That means you will be allowed to take the improved critical feat, which will further increase your critical threat range with your chosen weapon by 1, and improved critical by yet another 1. And that means your throwing axes are going to have a critical range of 15 to 20. So not only you're gonna attack 14 times per round, you're going to be attacking 14 times per round with a 15 to 20 critical chance, which is absolutely nuts for your character, especially if you support it together with a witch to roll your attacks twice. So naturally, I also recommend taking critical focus, which helps you confirm those critical hits, along with your final 9 levels. So once you reach level 11 with Monk, for your final 9 levels, I recommend taking Fighter Mutation Warrior. The reason for this is, well, first of all, it's full base attack progression, but also because this character uses feats from both bows and dual wielding, which makes it one of the most feat intensive characters. You will need as many feats as possible. So for that, you're taking Warrior. What are you taking for that? Weapon focus on throwing axes, deadly aim if you want to do more damage. Additional weapon specialization for more damage. Hammer the gap, so every time you keep hitting the enemy, you will add the damage together and you will do more damage. Greater weapon focus for yet an additional bonus to hit with your weapon through fighter. Then sickening critical. Again, keep in mind, you will be critting left and right, and every single time you're gonna be critting, you will be able to make enemies sickened. With this build, this is incredibly powerful, but by this time you're already gonna be a legend, so keep that in mind. Greater weapon specialization on throwing axes as well, and shatter defenses as your final one, to be able to bypass dexterity bonuses on enemies who are flat-footed, but we will go into that a little bit later. But the reason we're taking Mutation Warrior is also to get that sweet dexterity and strength alchemical bonus in your character, so it's a little bit more stats to make your auto attacker much more powerful. So that's pretty much the gist of this character. And to talk about your legend transition, it is very important with this character that you reach the Trickster feats before Act 5. So that means you need to take improved critical and improved critical with your character before Act 5, because in Act 5 you're gonna be losing all your Trickster abilities and you will not be able to choose these criticals again. So how do we achieve that? For this, I can help. Basically, once you become a legend, you lose all your abilities except your first two. That is why my very first, I recommend the Master Shapeshifter for the +4 abilities that we already talked about, and Rapid Shot so you don't get the -2 attack penalty while you're using Rapid Shot. As you're leveling through Trickster, what you can help out yourself with is ranging shots. This will help you throughout the game until you lose this when you won't really need it anymore, which is for every miss on an enemy, you get a +1 stacking bonus on your attacks to hit the target to a maximum of your mythic rank. This helps incredibly throughout the game. So even while you're missing, you actually help your character be able to hit the enemy. As your second ability, as you go on, I recommend Cleaving Shot. So if you kill someone, then in a 10 feet radius, you're going to do your full buff weapon damage, not just your base weapon damage, but your full damage in everyone. And it's just making your Throwing Axe Gatling Gun Monk into an AoE Gatling Gun Monk, which is incredibly powerful, and you're not going to be missing much anyway. And as a final one, you can always take Bigger They Are, so you get a little bit of a attack roll bonus on large characters. But as you could see, how did I take improved critical when it's not in the list? I have improved, and I have improved. Where is improved critical? Now, this is where I recommend that, since you don't have a choice in taking all these feats, I do recommend as mythic feats to actually take feats that you're missing, so that you make sure you have the improved critical or whatever feat that your character requires before reaching Act 5. Don't be afraid. There are lots of good mythic feats, but if you're just missing the feats that you need, then feel free to take as a normal feat in your mythic feat selection, which is this extra feat ability to take improved critical or anything that you're missing. Again, I recommend Rapid Shot Mythic, 2-weapon fighting Mythic to lessen those penalties for your dual wielding as well. Weapon Focus Mythic, again, to double the bonuses from your Weapon Focus and Greater Weapon Focus. Since you're a warrior, this matters a lot. Keep in mind, this will double your bonuses, so you will have an even better chance at hitting the enemy. So again, you need as many feats as possible, so don't be afraid to take feats, normal extra feats from mythic feats if you require them. And that is pretty much it. And by the time you reach level Act 5, you will have more than enough dexterity that you will 100% be able to go into Legend. And how Legend works is, once you reach Act 5, I try not to spoil anything important, but basically you will reach Legend and immediately your character level will double. So if you were level 17, you're going to be around level... Actually, you're going to be more than doubled, but you're going to be around level 17, and you reach Legend, and you're immediately going to roll into level 38 or level 37. So by this time, you're already going to be incredibly powerful. You're going to have, I think at this point, 13 attacks per round with incredibly high base attack bonus. Not the 72 like I have here, but you're going to be hitting everything left and right. But you will basically have 20 more levels that you need to invest into. So what can you do to make your character even more powerful? Legend allows your character to become level 40 instead of level 20. And the best you can use these levels as a martial character is to get levels in any character that gives you sneak attack or maximum base attack progression, such as warrior or slayer. And for this very reason, what we have taken for the rest of my levels, of course, we leveled Mutation Warrior until 15, so we get Greater Mutagen. So instead of a +3, we get a +6 from Greater Mutagen. That's +6 to your abilities. And once you have reached level 15 with Mutation Fighter and gain the bonuses there, you can continue to be a Slayer Deliverer. Why is this important? Because with Slayer Deliverer, you're doing more damage to any demon that is at least 2 alignments away from you. And since you're chaotic good, every demon is going to be at least 2 alignments away from you. Additionally, you're going to get study target bonus, sneak attacks, and maximum base attack progression. Study target won't matter too much because, as you can see, you will be having plus 40 base attack bonus by taking 40 classes with base attack progression. So you're not going to be missing anything in the game, up to core even, especially because with your crits, even if you do miss, you will be critting them and you're going to hit them anyway. And 13 attacks, 15 to 20 crit range, you have very high chance of hitting anything. It doesn't matter. Especially if your tanks have last stand, nothing is going to live longer than a few rounds, as your character is just destroying everything. Of course, through Slayer, you can get multiple really good attacks. You can get your defenses. You can get blinding, critical to blind enemies that you crit. You can dispel them. Keep in mind, dispelling attack is incredibly powerful, as your caster level for dispel is your character's level. So as a legend, you're going to be doing a caster level 40 dispelling attack every single time you deal a sneak attack damage against an enemy. So not only you're going to be critting, you're going to be damaging them, and you're going to be dispelling them every single hit. So again, incredibly powerful. And with that said, I think I pretty much handled everything that comes to feats, why we're choosing which classes, what is the progression, what you have to choose. It's really straightforward. Again, it's not a very hard character. The trick really is the level 11 lawful good monk progression, and then switching from level 11 to chaotic good to be a trickster, and continuing on as a warrior. That's the basic trick. Apart from that, it's really just a very straightforward, feat-intensive, auto-attacking monk. I can't recommend it more than enough for everyone to help you throughout your play, to just try out for the game and have fun. Now, with that said, there are some items that I might recommend, and namely, of course, anything with a monk robe. For example, you can get the Robe of Order if the wearer is of lawful alignment, which you can stack back, by the way, at this point when you're a legend. Then you're going to be getting a +2 bonus on attack rolls against chaotic enemies. In this point, my character, I forgot to switch it back, but you can buy a Scroll of Atonement to go back to your level 1 lawful good, and that's going to give you another +2 attack. Since you do have weapon training, Gloves of Dueling are going to give you another +2 to your attacks for your throwing axes or whatever you have weapon training with. Boots of Freest Rain will give you freedom of movement. I just like to protect this character from whatever possible in order to basically, you don't want to get mind controlled, because if you get mind controlled, you will kill your team. So make sure that you have mind blank and as much defenses on your character against mind control as you can. That's extremely powerful. Apart from that, you don't really need much in terms of items. And those are the only items that you will really get. There are a few amulets and rings, but most importantly, there is one way to get additional attacks on your character, and let me show you exactly how. At Act 5, if you do complete Sila's questline, you will get a weapon called the Hammer of Masterpiece. This is incredibly important. With this, you will be able to do 17 attacks per round. I think so. Let me give me a second. Does my character already have that? So 1, 2, 3, that's 6, 9, 10, 13. And I'm not sure if I have applied this, but in just a second, I'm going to explain there. I think we already have the bonuses, and I think it's not really showing here. It's not really showing how many attacks you can get. But it's extremely important to get this. It's good for any playthrough. And let me explain what it exactly does. Here we go. The Hammer of Masterpiece. The wielder of this light hammer can 3 times per day use this weapon's ability to support themselves or allies. Keep in mind, you don't have to use the light hammer to attack with it. You can just use this ability whenever you want for 24 hours. If the target has all 3 slots equipped, they gain a +3 circumstance bonus to attack and damage rolls for an hour. If the target has 2 out of 3 slots equipped, they gain +2 circumstance bonus to attack and damage rolls for an hour, as well as +1 additional attack per round for an hour. Keep in mind, if you have enduring spells, then this 1 hour will be 24 hours. If the target has only 1 out of 3 slots equipped, they gain a +1 circumstance bonus to attack and damage rolls, as well as +2 additional attacks per round for 1 hour. This means if your character is only using 1 ring, which in this case I'm using the Guiding Star, then I'm going to get +2 additional attacks per round just for using this hammer, and it's just making your character even more powerful. Actually, I haven't made the calculation, so let us see that why are we dealing as many attacks as we can. So by level 11, of course, we're doing at level 12, we're doing 10 attacks plus 1 with the key, right? So that's 9. We have here 9 attacks, 10, 13 attacks plus 1, that's 14. So I think actually you don't get multiple attacks after level 20. Your attack progression stops. So from Legend, you do get the base attack bonus, but you don't get additional attacks. So by level 12, then you get your additional attacks. So that's, you have 10, then you get +2 through base attack progression. Actually, +1 more, that's 16. So that would be 11. Then you get +2 through the hammer, and that's 13. And that's +4 through key extra attack, which is 14. So excuse me, it's only 14. We're not gonna reach 17. But yeah, keep that in mind that with this hammer on that I'm using on Diren, and we're using the buff, this is how we reach that 14 attacks per round. That's +2 attacks in your character or any other character that's using it with only 1 equipment. So everyone, that is it. That is my monk character that I used throughout the game. It's a fantastic character and I can't recommend it enough. So if you have any questions, leave it in the comment section. It's a super fun build. Try it out. You will enjoy it. I promise you. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it was straightforward. Thank you for joining. Enjoy this monk character. And as always, everyone, thank you for joining. Look forward to more videos. And if you feel like, try to bump by my live stream on Twitch. I stream Pathfinder every single day. So I'll see you there. Thank you for the support. Thank you for being here. And I see you all next time. Bye-bye.